Today we're going to be talking about how to get your first set of SaaS customers for free by writing bottom of the funnel content. Now this is an extension of the previous video which I released with regards to 17 tactics you can use to grow your startup. This is based around tactic number 4, which was how to write bottom of the funnel content, which is problem-oriented content. If you haven't already seen the previous video on the top 17 tactics, the proven tactics that you can use to grow your startup, then I'll link it right here. Check that out before you come back here. Now this tactic actually stemmed from a LinkedIn post that I wrote some time back. Now this is actually tailored to those who are looking to get results much sooner, right? So mainly for bootstrap startups who are on a low budget, have no budget, but they really want to get their customers. What is bottom of the funnel content? Bottom of the funnel content is content that serves or speaks to those who are further down the buyer's journey, and more precisely, those who are close to hitting the buy button for your software or service that you're offering. So some of you may not know what bottom of the funnel content is, but today we're going to be showing you some examples on what type of content to create in order to get those customers sooner. So the first piece of content you can create is content that actually breaks into the problem that you're trying to solve. So this is generally associated with the terms that are higher intent, right? So based on keyword research, you'll probably find out what your software is, what the name of your software is. And if you're a trailblazer, what is a similar piece of software that you can write about that is almost actually directly related to you and what you solve. And so what you're doing here is you're really focusing on, let's say that you're selling HR software to certain enterprises. So for example, for high performance teams at enterprises. And what you're doing here is you're actually trying to solve the problem, right, for them. You're trying to show them what the problem is, and you're actually going ahead and walking them down to, well, if you already know you're speaking to someone who knows what the problem is, then you're probably talking about how to increase, performance in the workplace, and someone that's actually looking at high HR pieces of software. So HR software to increase performance, or HR software for enterprises. Certain high intent terms like that, you'll be writing the content around and why it's important and what the next steps are to actually schedule a demo, for example. Let's say we take into account an accounting piece of software where maybe you want to look at keeping together an accounting piece of software, but maybe linked to like some form of banking system, and what sort of banking system or payment processor your software links to, and why there's a greater benefit for that, because it makes the whole experience for managing finances and accounts much more seamless. It makes it a lot more easy, a lot more fast. It's faster or more productive in the environment because you're not having to export like spreadsheets and things like that, or account statements, and then uploading them into your accounting software. The second piece of content you can actually create is reviews of certain tools that integrate directly into yours to provide a greater benefit. So let's say you're looking at a marketing analytics solution and you're providing that to certain enterprises because they have a high ad spend. Maybe you want to talk about certain tools that integrate into yours directly, i.e. a certain ad platform or a certain ads management platform so far, and that can directly integrate into your marketing analytics solution, so that you may be able to provide a marketing director, for example, or a marketing leader with connecting the dots between spend and ROI. So how much they're spending on a monthly basis, or quarterly, or whatever time period, but how that's linked to an increase in performance simply because you're able to connect the dots better. You're able to use data more effectively because you're connecting both systems. So the third piece of content is actually really easy to understand, and that's versus content. So this is content where it's your platform versus the competitors. Let's say your competitors have been in the market for quite a while and you have been working with this solution or improving this solution and finding that gap in the market. You can do versus content or create versus content where you actually compare how your software performs versus your competitor and why you're much better. The fourth piece of content you can create is reviews of similar or complementary software, not like the integration type of software, but almost like if we look at a marketing analytics ecosystem, maybe we want to find a way where maybe you're an all-in-one solution. So you look at those solutions that are almost fragmented, but the best parts of those fragmented systems, i.e. data collection, sort of data cleansing, and then also data reporting, right? And how you can sort of shift from one perspective to the other in those independent fragmented systems, and which one of those are the best in their field. And then you look at adding a short snippet of why your system actually is quite similar or is slightly better just simply because of a certain benefit. So because yours is all in one, you're talking about data management in one system opposed to multiple systems, which require a lot more of admin, a lot more of maintenance. And the final piece of content is actually any content that is related to your piece of software. What that means is anything that is complementary to your software. Maybe it's a review, maybe it's a feature summary, maybe it's a benefit summary, maybe it's why you're changing a certain aspect of a market, or maybe it's because you have identified a particular gap and why that gap is so important based on certain keywords that you've actually identified to have some form of search volume. They may be low search volumes for a lot of these keywords simply because they're high intent. The idea is to capture the audience that actually are looking for a solution like yours and are just looking for maybe they're comparing softwares at the minute, but your piece of content will be almost the convincing piece of content that persuades someone to go from their commercial mindset in which they're comparing multiple platforms to, oh, we think your solution is the best solution and here's why, we understand why. Now, this is a given, but just note that these pieces of content would actually need to be created with your business and offering in mind, simply because it's high intent, right? So we're looking at the people that already know about your software or already know about the problems trying to solve with your type of software, right? So it's important that you hit on those particular key terms. Your topic should be related to you and the space that you play in when it comes to bottom of the funnel content. And so you know that all the content that we shared earlier, or the examples that we shared earlier, tie into a lot of the keywords of potential buyers that are situated around commercial and transactional keywords, right? So those that are more lower down in the funnel and they've already done their research, they already know what's out there. Anyway, that's the tip number or tactic number 4 from the top proven tactics video. Hope this in-depth sort of video actually helps a little bit more, and let me know what results you get by implementing some of these things. Anyway, we'll see you in the next tactical video, but till then, if you have any questions or want to know about any strategies and tactics in particular, please do drop them in the comment section below. Otherwise, do like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Take it easy. See you soon.